All right, we are live. What's going on, social media world? What's going on? You have your brother Darren Hubbard here on the mic. Just wanted to say hello to everybody. Thanks for everybody to coming out to come and support and to actually listen to this great webinar stream live that we have going on for this evening, sponsored by the brothers of Theta Tau Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. So yeah, just happy to have everybody in. Hope everybody's having a nice and swell Wednesday evening. I know it rained kind of crazy, and I know some tornadoes here and there, certain places around the DMV area for those who are living in this area. So, but just want to start all again and just want to introduce myself. My name is Darren Hubbard, and I'll be the host for this evening. Tonight we'll be discussing marketing yourself. All right, defining and executing your social media brand. All right, and we know everybody has their own social media brand. It'd be via Facebook, Instagram, to promote their businesses, to promote their products, or just to promote anything they have going on. And today we have a few experts on the panel that are actually going to talk and give us a little insight on how you all can actually enhance your brand and ways on getting your market out there, getting yourself out there via social media. All right. First, I just want to just name a couple of facts and just say a couple of things real quick. Over 4 billion people of the global population are on social media or engaged in some kind of social media form. 40% of those people, internet users, actually interact in social media when it comes to their self-marketing and also when it comes to branding themselves. Social media offers countless opportunities to present your activities or business adventures to the public or other businesses. To develop your self-marketing technique successfully, the essential object should be to employ a strategy that conveys a consistent, accurate message, generates positive consumer awareness, and also encourages interaction with future clients. All right. Now, tonight we have some great experts, as I said before, that are going to talk to us and give a little bit more information and get a little bit more in depth to when it comes to social media and finding your brand and how to market yourself. All right. The first person I'm going to introduce is going to be Reginald Ezekiel Ward Jr., all right, known as Izzy Ward, right? Is that right, Izzy? I got it right, man? All right.
That's so easy, yep.
All right. My friend is a well-known and loved leader, speaker, and philanthropist from PG County, Maryland, all right? He's from the area. His dynamic personality and inspiring journey has led him to speak in front of tens of thousands of people. And his high energy and passion has allowed him to govern and provide guidance for those college students and collaborate with some of the top Black-owned media outlets. All right. And I see he's repping Aggie Pride, and you're also a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity too, my man.
Yes, sir. By way of the MUSI chapter.
All right. That's what's up, y'all. All right. Everybody, welcome to Mr. Izzy Ward. Welcome.
What's up, guys? Man, once again, like you all for this wonderful opportunity. I'm extremely honored and excited to be here today. I just can't wait to talk about the marketing and social media. Like Brother Darren said, I'm Izzy Ward. I started the show Easy Talks this April, and the show's whole purpose is to help people empower, inspire, and transform themselves and live in their God-given purpose. So today I want to be able to, share some gems and, and just overall tips that I've learned along my journey thus far.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All right, the next person that we have will be Mr. David Turner Jr., who was born and raised also in Maryland, all right, or Maryland, let's say that. He is a faith-based content creator and transformation coach who specializes in inspiring, impacting, and influencing individuals to transform into the best versions of themselves through his coaching and also through his content. And my man is also the owner of WSI Fitness. All right. So everybody, welcome Mr. David Turner. What's going on, David? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate y'all having me. I really just want to be able to bring value to the platform and being able to help people really find out who they truly are, because
David, you all right over there, man? I don't know if he's frozen up. Has anybody else seen that? Okay.
I'm back.
Oh, yeah, you back, David. There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah, my main purpose is just like really being able to help people identify their purpose in life so that they can market themselves effectively. That's really my main driver for sure.
All right, cool. Welcome, David. Thank you to have you, man. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate it. All right, next we have our lady on the panel. We have Miss Christina Renee Cook, who is a native of good old Annapolis, Maryland. Ms. Cook is currently serves as the instructional coach for humanities at Cesar Chavez Public Charter School. All right. In her current role, she coaches the social studies and English departments and also does direct instruction while providing ongoing professional development. All right. Now, Ms. Cook is also the creator of the Blackboard Battlefield. It's a consulting group geared towards providing professional development in multiple areas. All right. And Ms. Cook, you are also, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself. You want to go say some other things too.
Well, good evening, community, and I'm happy to be on this panel representing the ladies. Also, I think what you were about to say is I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated by way of the Kappa chapter. So excited to be here to really, honestly, I'm an educator by trade, but I'm also here with some giants that I can see on this panel. So I'm looking to share, but I'm also looking to learn from those who are also having a lot of massive success. So I'm ready to lock in, and thank you all for having me.
I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate it. 1913. I see you. I see you. All right. Next and last but not least, we have a good friend of mine, as I can at least say. We have brother Craig Oliver, all right, licensed clinician social worker, all right, who's a graduate of Virginia State University, VSU all day. All right. My brother is representing from New York. And he's also in charge of the Virginia Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma page on Instagram. All right. Everybody, welcome Mr. Craig Oliver to the building.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? That's thanks for coming out. Just here to help. I'm gonna piggyback off everybody, and I'll probably tell the do's and don'ts of social media. And I'm ready to get going.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. So I know we have some listeners out there. If you're streaming with us online, please share this information so you can go ahead and share it with your friends, your mama, your daddy, especially like your nieces, your nephews, especially that young group of kids that are really into that social media form of like always producing or always want to show something off. All right. I think this would be a great basic step for them to come and join along with us and actually listen to see what these great experts have to say about, you know, their special field. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with a few questions, all right? And this question is going to be for everybody, all right? It's going to be for everybody. But Ms. Cook, I'm going to start with you since I'm going with the ladies, all right? How did you actually get into social media?
Peer pressure. You know, it's funny because it's evolved over time. Like I remember being back at Spelman and Facebook was the trend. I remember having an account. Even before then, what was it? MySpace before, right? I'm dating myself. I'm in my 40s, right? But I just remember like it was what other people were doing and I wanted to be a part of what other people were doing. I think I started to take it a little bit more seriously when I realized the impact that social media had. It was a place where we could share all types of information with the world and do it in such a way that we could be impactful. So as an educator, that's always like my lens. So as I speak to the community today, I'm going to talk from that lens as a teacher and ways in which I'm able to continue to encourage other teachers through the platform. So peer pressure got me here, but I'm so thankful that it did because I'm here to stay.
That's good. Ms. Cook, you made up an interesting point real quick. You said something about how you saw it in Facebook. And I remember when Facebook started, you had to go through a huge process because it was only for college students. Like only for college students. So you had to send an email. Facebook had to confirm that you went to that actual school. Then you had to finish it up. And I just remember being at Virginia State in the library. Everybody wasn't doing no work. Everybody was on Facebook. So I definitely remember that. So it's funny that you said that. So, all right, good stuff. Mr. Turner, how about for yourself, man? How did you get into social media?
My main driver behind being on social media was my business. Like my brand has been organically grown. So social media was like my main driver for lead generation and all those different types of things. So I just got consistent with it in that manner because I knew my business depended on me posting. I wasn't a big social media person from that aspect beforehand, but as I started to transition into the world of business, I started to develop a love for being able to reach outside of my physical scope. So social media gives us the power to touch different regions that we wouldn't be able to touch on a normal basis. So being able to impact, influence, and inspire them through my content for somebody who's not in Maryland, they may be in Florida or they may be in a different country, was my main driver to stay consistent and really start to build out a brand and a presence on social media. I just knew it was bigger than me. So that was my main driver.
Nice, man. Nice. Appreciate that, man. And that makes a lot of sense too, because you just can't do just this area. You got to reach out to any and everybody. I don't care if your mama's folks live out in Milwaukee, or New Mexico, or China. Like, you just got to reach out to everybody. So I fully understand, my friend. I fully understand. Mr. Easy, how about yourself, man? How did you get into social media?
Man, to be honest with you, I've grown with social media as it's grown. So, man, I've been on social media since I've been in 6th grade. And at first, I mean, it just started off just, for recreational purposes. So I had a MySpace account, then I went to Facebook, then I went to Instagram in 2011, then Twitter. So, I mean, I've had a following, and I've been able to cultivate a following, since I was probably 12 or 13 years old. And my pages went through a lot of different iterations. Similar to David, as I've grown and matured and just, grown in wisdom as well, my platform has really transformed to help, be a tool to help and reach other people. But initially it was for recreational and social purposes, and really just, stay up to date with friends, on long summers and winter breaks.
No, I get it. And I know you was real serious about it. You actually said a date. Yeah, he said Instagram 2000 and so and so. I was like, oh, okay, then he knows. But yeah, I got you, my friend. I got you. Brother Oliver, how about you, man? I'm gonna ask you the same question. How did you actually get into
I'm gonna keep it a stack. It was COVID. I was bored. I just downloaded the app. And then I just was like, just watching people. I was like, whoa, okay, what is okay. Then I see how the algorithms work. Then it starts showing me things that I like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, I like the stock. I see what they're doing, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh, I'm getting these followers. And I'm like, okay, every follower could be $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, everybody want to buy something, because I know everybody probably bought something off the internet, because you know how the internet is. You look at one thing, that cookie file picks it up. Like, oh, I see you looking at these shoes, and it picks you up. So, during COVID, I had to I was into the stock thing. So, but then I saw all my boys in New York, they were selling their shirts, selling this, selling that. So everybody else, is the business aspect that got me into social media. Personally, I don't have my own personal social media. I'm just out the VA Sigmas, but I see what it can do and can do for people with the money aspects and the business aspects. As far as connecting, it's amazing how they can do it.
Yeah, no, I understand that one. But it's crazy though. You said COVID. Like, COVID was the one that actually got you into social media, which it actually got a lot of people, I feel like, into doing social media stuff, because you had a lot more time on your hands. And some people just didn't want to just sit at home and not just do anything. So to be creative, sometimes you have to reach out there and look at different, aspects and different forms of entertainment and social media and things of that nature, just to get an idea to do things. So I definitely understand you on that one.
Because I only really did it because I couldn't see my family. You know what I'm saying? So we had everybody had that family group chat. Hey, we're gonna have a family get together. That was the only time. And then once COVID was over with, I deleted all that. But that's what it was, the code. Because I did not even now, I don't even know when the last time I see some of my family members. So, reaching out to family is a good thing, because people don't travel like they used to as much.
No, they don't, man. They don't. All right, you all. So look, let me go ahead and go into the next question. But before I do, anybody that's watching, please make sure that you're, advertising this and streaming this along, telling your friends about this great panelists, these great panelists that we have going on right now for you all, with some great information about social media and knowing your brand and how to stamp it and how to make sure you get it out there. All right. So please make sure you hit that follow button, that share button, and let people know that we out here. All right. All right, here we go with the next question. Mr. Easy, I'm going to start with you if this is okay, all right? Can you describe your process for creating your social media platform and get a little bit more in depth with it?
And when you say creating my social media platform, are you talking about to what it is today, and just the kind of the process behind creating it?
I guess so. Yeah. Especially with your, with your brand and, what you advertise and what you're trying to get out there.
Yeah. So for me right now, two of the primary platforms that I use are Instagram and TikTok. And both of my primary reasons for that is because, one, just the reach on those. So one of the things that I thought about when I was creating my platform was, where can I get the most reach, but also where can I have the most impact and influence at? And right now, if you just look at just like, on overall data perspective, my target audience is usually young adults in between 18 and about 30-ish. Well, I'm gonna say 35-ish. And I know that right now, those primary target people are really on Instagram and TikTok. Primarily right now, TikTok is really trending pretty rapidly. So for me, when I was creating my platform, I wanted to house it, on those two places, because I know that right now I can get my most reach. And also the audience that I'm targeting, that's a demographic that I want to reach on those different platforms. So, that's kind of what went behind me creating my social media platforms at this current time. And then for me as well, just having an overall strategy in terms of like posting, making sure that, I'm posting my content 3 to 4 times a week. And really doing it consistently, which, I mean, it is a job and a task itself. So for anybody out there watching, just know that, if you are going to indulge in social media, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to be all in. I would encourage anybody to fully immerse themselves in it, learn it, study it, and really cultivate the brand that you want for yourself.
All right, cool. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Miss Cook, I'm gonna ask you the same question too, because I was seeing you were like agreeing with him on a lot of things that he was saying. So, for you, and I know you're in the field of education, how do you describe your process for creating your social media platform?
Yeah, I just wanted to say this before I answer your question. I realize how old I am because Easy said he's been doing it since 6th grade. I'm like, 6th grade? I was but anyway.
He gave out dates for Instagram. That's all I was like,
oh,
he gave out dates.
This is the 40 and over club. No. So I'm just echoing a lot of his sentiments. The key, the 2 that I use the most, well, I guess now it's 3. It was like Facebook was for family, right? And people that Then I moved over to Instagram to get rid of family, because sometimes family don't want to see you win, right? And then TikTok is where everybody wants to see you win. And so I use the different platforms for those purposes. If it's family related stuff, it's going to go to Facebook. If it's, teacher related stuff, and I know I have a nice following of teachers that I don't know, it goes there. And if it's like, I want everybody to tune in with me, I go to TikTok, because there's this community there that's like nothing I've ever seen, where you make a friend, and I see other panelists shaking their head too, like you make a friend on there and it's all good. So one of the things that's important is having a schedule for how you post and knowing what you're going to post. I think a lot of people get what we call paralysis of analysis, where they get imposter syndrome because they're watching other people's platforms and they're thinking their content has to look like theirs. But once you realize like who you are in this market, you make your calendar and you stick to it, you won't have difficulty being consistent. And so one of the things I'm always careful about is what I post, because I represent the educator, and I do teacher comedy on there and reels to help teachers stay inspired, because after COVID, we lost a lot of teachers because of that. So my advice would be have a schedule, know who you are in the market, and then post with that schedule. And don't worry about looking to the left and to the right about what other people are doing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Timing is everything to a lot of things that you try to do, especially when you're trying to promote your businesses and things of that nature, whatever. You got to know the correct timing, or when you think people are going to be actually more on social media, or when you can get the reach or get in contact with more folks. So I definitely agree with you on that one, Ms. Cook. Most definitely. I definitely do. All right. My next question is going to be for Brother Turner. All right. And Brother Turner, I know you have your brand. I want you to talk about what you do with your social media brand, but just wanted to ask you first, what are some brands, maybe, or social media brands that kind of inspire you?
That's a great question. A few of the brands I feel like that inspire me, I feel like they aren't real big brands, and I actually don't have any specific names. So I draw influence from the smaller, like really Black owned, smaller business, like clothing brands, people that are really kind of building it from the ground up. And the reason I say that is because I feel like that's when people are their most authentic self. So I'm able to identify and kind of pull different strategies from other people figuring it out. And I use this kind of method that I came up with called the reverse engineering method when it comes to like content. So I'll see like what somebody's shooting for or their end result and reverse engineer from there. So you kind of stack your way up when it comes to steps. So say I know somebody wants to get a shirt off, their content is going to be geared towards that shirt and they're going to drop a cadence of building up a hype. So I really kind of draw a lot of inspiration from the people that are unseen, like those people that are under 10K followers, or those people that don't really have the brand, because I feel like those are the people that's putting in the work, putting out value, and then one day it'll draw from there. So I don't have a specific brand to pull from. I apologize for not having any of those off the top of my head, but really like I'll just scroll down the explore page and try and find valuable content, pull what I can from there. But that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, is those people really doing the ground level work.
Okay. And that actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know. We got a little back. Okay, yeah. I would say that makes a lot of sense, though. You know, looking at the followers that do have those people that are under 10K, you know, or less, whatever. Because, like you said, they are the ones actually really putting in the work and the time. And like I said before, time is everything. You know, with you performing it, putting it together, and all that stuff like that. So I definitely agree with you on that one. I definitely do. Hey, brother Oliver, how about for you, my friend? What about you? What are some social media brands? And I know that you're promoting this Phi Beta Sigma page for Virginia, you know. So what are some brands or maybe some things that you use to actually help you promote some of the things that you do for the page for the Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma?
When I was on TikTok, I had this, I don't know how I got to this guy's page where he makes like backgrounds. Like you post a picture and you kind of put a background by using like the stickers they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got nice with that. And that's how I promote the page. But kind of like I'll if somebody posts a picture, I kind of jazz it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But with the Sigma page, it's always about like I always think like branding and imaging. So you know, it's a big thing. Like it's two different things, branding and imaging. You know, like the brand is like what it is. So no matter what Coca-Cola changes their bottle to, you should always know if the brand is always going to be tasting like a Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of things that people want me to repost, but I always have to remember, like I have to keep the brand of what Phi Beta Sigma is. You know, this is not a personal page. I have to always remember what the founders are and what they have and the scholarship, and I promote that. And I can't be subjective. You know what I'm saying? I always have to keep it 100, and that's what something learned me on social media to really learn. I learned a lot of things on social media, a lot of people's backgrounds and things of that. So, but like I said, with the Phi Beta Sigma, I always keep the brand and the image separate. I always have to remember the brand of the Phi Beta Sigma.
No, I got you, my brand. And you do a great job too, you know, because I follow you. So yeah, I follow the page. So,
appreciate
you do a great job. You do a great job. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Well, look again, everybody. Again, we thank you and we welcome you. For those who just may be joining on, marketing yourself, defining and executing your social media brand. All right. Today or to this evening, we actually have these great panelists, great experts that are giving us some insight on how to actually market yourself via social media. All right. And I think it's great because we have like a range of all different types of people on this panel, young, mature, you know, you got them all, whatever. So I think it's great and awesome that we have this great collective group of people and experts here to give you all the social media world some information on how to brand yourself social media wise. So yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next question. Brother Easy, I'm gonna go with you. All right. Now your question is, what have you noticed about social media presence, and maybe what could we do to improve engagement with our posts?
Man, so I think the number one thing is being true to you and being your authentic self. I think people can smell fakeness or somebody not being their true authentic self. So I believe that when you're posting and when you're creating content, it needs to reflect who you really are and not an image that you're trying to portray. So everything that I post is a reflection of who I really am, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, like I try to really show my true authentic self because one, I don't want, like, I'm not trying to keep up a character, you know, like I want people to know like this is me, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. You know, now granted, you know, there could be things that you may not agree with and things that you will agree with. But for me, I like to show up as my true authentic self. So, you know, when I am looking at somebody's social media presence, you know, the first thing I try to kind of discern, and granted, it's social media, so you may not be to know, this all the time, but I try to see, like, okay, how true is this person being in their posting? Like, is this forcing, like, are they forcing it? You can tell when somebody forcing it. I'll give you an example. If you don't lift weights, like, at all, you don't work out, and then you start posting content of, like, you're trying to be like the fitness guru person, like, trying to give me tips on fitness, like, I'm going to look at that and I'm not going to be able to engage with that, because I know that, like, one, it's nothing wrong with you starting your fitness journey, but you can't be the fitness guru after 2 weeks of being in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I'm saying. Like people, and I think right now we live in a generation where everybody believes they have a voice, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, yes, we can speak, but that don't mean that everybody should be speaking on everything. And right now, a lot of people are speaking on things that they don't have voices on. So to sum it all up, I think you should just be your authentic self more than anything.
Nice. I like that. I mean, I like that. I like that a lot. Ms. Cook, how about for you? How about you come with us with that question? What have you noticed about social media presence, and what could we do to improve engagement with our posts?
Yeah, I think using, I'll just use Instagram, using the story feature to drive people to your post. So whenever I would put a new reel out or post, I would just post it there. And I learned, how am I building suspense for people to go there instead? So I got pretty consistent with what I would do on a weekly basis. So I do this thing called Meet Me in the Teacher's Lounge, where I do an alliteration of a topic. So one of the topics was about attire. And let's say I choose the letter L. So everything I say is with the letter L, with that alliteration. So in my story, I would tell people, meet me in the teacher's lounge. And then I put at the bottom the topic. And so, what started off as like, okay, I'm using my English skills, became like, oh, use the letter Z, right? People are like, the most random letters they want me to try to string together these verses. So that was one of the things I did, was to build a little bit of the suspense. And then with the post, like, people want like a call to action. People want something that they can read about, or you can give them something extra. I'm going to echo easy sentiments about being who you are. I've been teaching for 21 years. I know, fellas, I don't look like that. I don't look that old, right? 21, yes, black don't crack, y'all. And one of the things that's important to me, because I'm attracting teachers and educators and leaders, is what do I leave them with in that post after I've made them laugh? Because I'm going to do something funny. I depict 3 characters, and these are teachers I've seen over the past 21 years. Sometimes I'm those teachers, but I always give them something like, hey, are you looking for extra income? Or, hey, do you need a coach? I do it that way. So I hope that answered your question.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. 21 years, you go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Because now you can't keep a teacher in the classroom for 6 days, 5 days a week. It's bad. It's bad. I'm an educator too, so I completely understand. All right, so look, let me go to brother Oliver real quick. Now, Craig, I know you may have talked about this before, especially with you promoting Sigma and everything. Which marketing metrics are the most important to track? Like, what do you think are some good marketing techniques to keep, in your pocket when you're trying to really promote your business or promote a brand?
Liking other people's stuff on the feed, and keeping the same, like, you got to change it up sometime, because if you don't like people's stuff, they'll just put the same stuff on your timeline. But all I know is Instagram, so I'll like other people's feed and make sure that I keep aligned with their algorithms. And that link in bio is great. I mean, that's a great feature. Like, I repost that all the time. Somebody wants me to buy something, put the link in the bio, and if you put it on the sticker, there's so many ways to promote that. So that link in the bio is very clutch.
No, I got you on that one. I've definitely follow Instagram stuff just because you see that link or makes you want to, oh, what they got? Okay, good. Let me see real quick. I got you. I'm definitely on that one. Mr. Turner, how about for you, man? What are some marketing ways or some techniques that you use or you think are very important to track your social media brand?
One thing for engagement that has been a gem for me is engaging in your comments, but not just your comments, the comments of people in your industry as well that are directly in your niche. So for Ms. Cook, for example, like, if she were to engage with other teachers within her niche, you end up building a community that support allows her to feel like, I want to repost her content now. Now that person has 2,000 followers. I just got my page in front of 2,000 more people that didn't know me at first. So that has helped me a lot. And even influencers, one thing that I've done that helped me kind of grow my brand over the last year is I'll go to the people with 100K, 200K, and people are asking questions in their comments, right? They may not have the information, so they don't answer, or they just don't see the comment. I'll go in and I'll engage with those people and answer. It'd be simple questions, but especially in the fitness industry, stuff about like losing weight and different things like that, I'm able to provide that value. Therefore, they end up following my page. And I've just built from there. And then when it comes to marketing techniques and tactics, I feel like everything that they touched on before is big time. But a good tip is consistency. We all touched on it, is to really be consistent with providing value. Like if you put out one good video that's valuable and it pops off, cool. But then when people try and continue to find that value throughout your page and they don't find it, they unfollow you. So you have to be consistent when dropping value. And I have, just to be quick, I have this method that I teach a lot of my clients when it comes to posting content, and it's called the breadcrumb method. And all your link in bio as a sandwich, and every piece of content that you drop off is a breadcrumb. So if you put out a trash breadcrumb and that's that person's first time trying a piece and it's nasty, who's going to want to buy your sandwich, right? They're going to be like, nah, I'm cool, I'm good off that, and go somewhere else. I'm going to go to this other shop. So really being able to think about your content in that way allows you to be, one, strategic about what you put out and make sure it's on brand. Like if you're, let's say if you want people to buy a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm not about to drop breadcrumbs from a ham sandwich. That don't make sense. It don't align with who I am. So you have to be strategic and, like they said, be authentic to yourself, but think about the consistency of dropping breadcrumbs so you can eventually lead your ICP, so like your ideal client or your ideal customer, to that end goal of your link in bio or a digital product you may have, or even a follow. It could be that simple. So that's kind of my sense on that.
Oh, no, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I'm going to ask all the panelists that question. I think it's great because I feel like everybody has like a different form or different aspect on how to answer that because everybody's in different fields. Brother Easy, how about you, my friend? What are some marketing metrics or some marketing ways in which are very important for you, or ways that you can track, your social media brand?
I look at views on Reels. So for me, a lot of my content is always video form, and it's usually between a minute. I'm usually sharing like a minute or like a minute and 30-second video clip from my episodes. So for me, I'm able to track it by shares. So like, for example, I know like on my very first launch video, I had 13,000 views and like 93 shares, and which is really great engagement for the first time. But then I saw a slight dip, in the second week that I dropped. But now, as I'm posting every single week on Friday at the same time, I think I'm beginning to develop a community of people that are one, waiting on my content, and like, okay, you know what, like we can expect Easy to drop every day at 12 o'clock noon. And for me, I've been able to track the views on the Reels and also the shares, and I've been seeing a really upward trend week over week. But and I think it really falls back to what Dave was saying earlier about, you got to be consistent, and it's going to be a lot of days where, when you're first starting out, people may not be liking or commenting or, subscribing, but you got to keep pushing. Like those are days really that I believe make or break you, as a social media influencer, as somebody who's beginning to start out. And for me, I post on all 4 platforms. So I post with all 3 platforms. I post on Instagram, TikTok, and my Facebook page. So like I want, like every single post I have, I flood them on all 3, because I want to try to get as much reach as possible. But for me, one of the main marketing, trends or tactics that I look at is I look at views. Like views tell me everything I know, because for example, I may only have 100 likes, but I have 6,000 views. I'm impressed with that, and then the next week it could be 190 likes, but it could be 9,000 views. Like that shows me, hey, you know what? this video is reaching more and more people week over week. So,
all right, cool. Got you, Miss Cook. How about for you? Same question, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
I'll keep it brief. I just want to ditto the sentiments that everyone has shared. I definitely look at views and shares and likes, but I also look at keeping my content short. So when I have the longer reels that are like almost a minute, I realize it takes a little bit longer for people to engage because it's teacher content. But the silly stuff that I do, fellas, people like that. I'm like, people like ratchet. So, when it's super serious, I've noticed that I don't get as many, likes as I think. And I'm like, I had the light in the right place, and I mouthed it properly. I put it in CapCut and edit it properly, but it's I didn't overly plan it and I just did it. Those are the things that stick. And I'll share a really quick story with you all. I have this Founders Day reel, and I have on, my Delta shirt, so people already know I'm a Delta, but it's how teachers act on Founders Day. And what I love about that is no matter what organization you're in, it doesn't matter if you're Greek. If you're a teacher, you're laughing at this. And of course, all the Greeks like it, and they shared it. Someone shared it on Pyramids and Diamonds. And that, I know, right? I was like, I'm famous. That reel, I'll go back on the page and look, but it was like well over, I don't know now, 100,000 plays, and people were sharing it. So I'm just echoing the sentiments like, check the views, keep it simple, because people want to keep playing it over and over again. I think our attention span is like 2 seconds. So I'm noticing for me, the longer the reel, I'm not getting as much traction. Maybe it's my area because it's education. So if anybody has any suggestions on that, fellas, I'm open to your feedback on that. So that's how I'm doing it as well.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, cool. Well, look, that was actually a good one right there. And again, for those who are just joining us, tonight we are talking about marketing yourself, defining and executing your social media brand. Please share this information, share this video, share this live stream with your friends, your families, those people that are in the process, or that are in the process of actually trying to, start their social media brand or really get their name out there via social media. All right. Again, my name is Darren Hubbard. I'm here hosting tonight, and we got these great panelists. I got Mrs. Cook right there, got Brother Oliver, I got Mr. David Turner, and I got Mr. Easy Wood. All right. So again, thank you all again for joining us. I got a couple of more questions for our panelists, and then I'm going to do a quick close remarks and let everybody have an opportunity to really promote themselves and really talk about what they actually do. And how they really promote themselves on social media, and then we'll go from there. All right. My next question, and this one's gonna be for Mr. Turner. I'm gonna start off with you on this one, man. How can someone create a brand for themselves just as an individual on social media?
I got you. So with that's a great question, first and foremost. And one thing I think people lack when they step on social media, they expect social media to give them identity instead of stepping into the space of knowing who they are. So one, I like to just give just practical assignments to people to be able to navigate finding this. So one thing that I've done for myself and also have tasked other people to do is you just take the initials of your name. So for me, my name is David Anthony Turner. So I take the D, the A, and the T. And I find 3 words to describe myself or my brand in all 3 of those brackets. So for my D, I want my content to reflect dedication, discipline, and to be dominant in whatever field I'm at. So I want to provide value in a way that I'm seen as a leader in the fitness space, for example. You want to see dedication through my content, and then you want to see discipline through my content as well, me waking up at 3 a.m. So I'll post that stuff. And then the A is authenticity. So like they said, be authentic to me as a person, but also I want to be ambidextrous into I'm not just niche down to fitness content. Like you're going to get the transformational aspect. You're going to get my faith in it because that helps you understand me more as a person, and people buy into people. And I've built my brand off that. And the last one is the T. And really that just represents transparency. So I created one day, my Tuesdays are dedicated towards transparency. So I have this video topic called Transparency Tuesdays. So I dropped that. And then like Easy said, I like to show the highs and the lows. So the other T is triumph. So I show like I want people to see my lows so they recognize my highs. If I only show highlights, then like me posting a win is not going to be as significant if you just see me winning. But I wouldn't be authentic if I only show the highlights. So that's kind of like a practical way people can go about really finding themselves and creating a brand for themselves on social media.
Nah, I agree with that one, baby. That was a good one, man. That was real good. Like how you broke everything down, even with just your initials, to really like to take that little small aspect and really elaborate on it. I think it's awesome, my friend. And I think that's good information for those people out there that sometimes just don't know what to do or how to actually get it started, whatever. So I think that's real good too, man. I really do. Mr. Ward, Easy Ward, what about you, man? How can someone create a brand for themselves, or how do you think, how can somebody create a brand for themselves just as an individual via social media?
Yeah, I mean, Dave said pretty much everything you can say about this topic. I mean, he's not going to depart, so shout out to him. But, now one thing I will say is that show up as yourself, but also like, and similar to what Dave said, but before you get on social media and create that brand, think about what it is you want people to see. Because, one thing right now on social media, we control what you see, as people who create content. So think about, what brand do I want to portray on social media? Because ultimately, opportunities, jobs can be won or lost on social media. So, I would challenge everybody to really have a hard kind of self-talk and self-check and say, hey, you know what is it that I want people to see and know about me? And what am I offering? I always want to be a person that in every environment that I walk into, I want to be a person that provides true, authentic purpose, and just be a person of just real character and value. And I think right now, if you are getting ready to create, a platform, I would say think about what value you are offering to the marketplace. Because right now, we have social media that doesn't bring any true value. It's just there existing, and you can easily stand out if you provide some form of value. And listen, it doesn't have to be this like your thing could be, you could be the best braider, you could be a person who cleans shoes, you could be a person who is skilled at art. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be what you think is supposed to be, like clothes or just speaking, something like that. I mean, it could be whatever your niche is. But find that thing and bring it to the marketplace, and I believe you'll stand out in due season.
Nice. I agree. Ms. Cook, if you don't mind, I'm gonna ask you the same question, especially being, teacher aspect and everything. Yeah. How can someone create a brand for themselves just as an individual on social media?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this: do it scared. Right? Do it scared, because there's this book, "What Got You Here Won't Get You There," right? And so all of us, when we got started, were one way. And then as we grew, our professionalism, our skill set, our content evolved. So I think, what is it? I've heard it said, do the thing, then you get the power. So don't wait until you have the perfect background and the perfect light. I mean, literally, I'm recording reels on a broken, ring light, because I'm like, I'm taping it, right? So I think, social media has this way of making us believe we have to be a certain kind of way to get started. I follow not Carlton Banks. He's the guy who does a lot of the church skits with Squint, and I see people shaking their heads, so y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But he did a reel, y'all, where he showed the room where he records all of his acts, and it's not this fancy room. It's a room in his home. So do the thing afraid. It's going to change and evolve, because what you did to get started is not going to be the thing that you do when you're like a success. So don't be afraid to just turn on the camera, talk to people, and connect, right? That's the thing. Connect with people. And, what is it? People care. They don't care about how much you know until we know how much you care. So if you love cooking, make sure your kitchen is clean. Get on there and start cooking for people. I love education, right? It is the bedrock. It is our foundation. So when I get on there, some days it's funny. Some days I'm like, look, parents, get these supplies up in here, right? It's all of that, because all of that's important. So yeah, thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem, no problem. Thank you. We thank you. Come on now, we thank you. All right, brother Oliver, how about for you, my friend? Close me out with this question, and especially you representing.
All I gotta say is ditto to everything they said. There's nothing I can really add. I'm just gonna say that. Ditto. Seriously. There's nothing I can add. They said it all. And like you said, don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, and be true to yourself and have confidence in yourself, you know? And study what you know. Study it. Because it's really an art, this social media thing now.
No, and it really is though. Like I've seen so many people, or just like people that you follow, like back in the day, to see where they are now, like 5-10 years later. Like I know I have a friend that went to college, and I would never think that she'll be making like the reels and stuff like that. But now she's like writing for people and things of that nature, taking that small little thing that she did or something that she really loved and really took into form and really was actually able to blossom that and really make a nice production of it. So it does. You take chances and you got to take risk and you got to put yourself out there. You most definitely do. Again, for those people that are joining us, again, my name is Darren Hubbard. I'm your host for the evening for this great webinar seminar on marketing yourself, defining and executing your social media brand. Again, we have these great panelists with us. We got brother David Turner. We got Miss Christina Cook. We got brother Easy Ward. And then we got my man, brother Craig Oliver, all right, in the building, okay? Now, everybody, I know we've come close to the end, and the one thing I want to do is I want to give every single panelist the opportunity to actually really talk about what you really do and to give out your information so people know who you are, Instagram, all that good stuff like that. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna do ladies first again. Miss Cook, how about you?
All right, I'll go first. I'll be quick. So on social media, you all can find me at the Ghetto Intellectual. Brand is school teacher, a lot of teacher reels, a lot of inspiration, but I also promote my son who has an apparel business. I actually have on one of his t-shirts. So I'm able to, when I do the skits, I wear his stuff and I'll tag the t-shirt is at Jack Design so that folks are like, oh, where'd you get that shirt? So it's twofold for me. The earrings that I'm wearing is another Black owned business. So through my platform, I'm also promoting other people's businesses because I like their products, but you can find me there. What you're going to see there is going to be funny. It's going to be educational. It's going to be inspirational. But I'm, looking for individuals who are looking for other ways to make income. But I do it through what's authentic what is authentic to me, which is education. I certainly don't want to be like the super salesy person because I sell insurance. And so when people see that all the time, they're like, I don't want to see her. She's not funny. But if at the bottom of that, I make a joke like, hey, this is because you don't have this insurance. As a teacher, you need it. I get a better grab. So if you like following teachers, come on, the Ghetto Intellectual. Look forward to seeing all y'all doing.
Miss Cook, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, brother Oliver, let me go to you next. You can move the camera. There you go, man. Just to give you a closing remarks and just talk, just a little bit, just to close us out, my friend.
Man, I just run VA_Sigma. This is for all the blue and white news on the Virginia. I promote everything blue and white, so everything. So I promote all the positivity for the Phi Beta Sigma. Especially for Virginia, but all over. That's about it.
Got you. No blue on today, though, man?
No blue on today.
It's all good. Appreciate you, Frat. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you all day. All right. Brother Easy, how about you, my friend? Go ahead and go and say your closing remarks for me, man.
If I can say any closing remarks before I kind of go into this little spiel, but I do want to say, to anybody out there watching, be encouraged that you will win if you don't quit. Keep going, and you'll never know how far you can go if you don't start. So, I would just encourage you to start where you are, show up as your true, authentic self, and let God do the rest, and you'll win from there. But, I go by the name once again as Easy Ward. You can follow me at, I got my handle right there, Instagram Easy Talks, and Reginald E. Ward. I provide practical insight to ultimately inspire, empower, and transform people to live their God-given purpose. And live that out fully.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you again for joining us tonight, man. Really do. And last but not least, brother Turner, man. Go ahead and give your closing remarks and stuff.
First, I want to say appreciate y'all for setting this up. Being able to educate people on social media. A lot of people let social media use them instead of using social media to their advantage. So I want to kind of go piggyback off of what Ms. Cook said. Just really practice imperfect progress. That was my word for this year. Starting out, just be imperfect with it. And as time goes on, you get better. But you want to make the mistakes when your audience is the smallest, not when it's the biggest, because that's when it's the most detrimental. So building up that consistency now, and then as time goes on, getting better and better and better. And then this one quote I've been living off of, I want to leave with everybody, is that you don't change your life by changing your life. You change your life by changing your mind. So how you view yourself going into social media is what you'll get out of it. So be authentic, but be confident. And then as time goes on, people will see that, and you present value, it has to come back. So just keep posting, keep being consistent, and everything will work out in your favor. And then you can follow me on Instagram, my personal page, where I post a lot of faith-based content. I do like mini vlogs, inspirational reels. That's where my public speaking mainly takes place, is David Turner, YSI. So my full name, YSI. And then my fitness brand page, where it's kind of more, a little bit more workout stuff, fitness, like the funnier content is going to be on YSI.fitness. So that's kind of like my fitness brand. So I kind of collide the two, but go back and forth. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you again.
All right, no problem. And again, everybody, I was your host for the evening, Brother Darren Hubbard. I don't really have a brand that I really promote just yet. I do have something in the working, so I will talk to some of these great people about it, especially on how to get it jump started and get it out there. But if anybody wants to follow me, _D_Marquis85 on Instagram. I'm an educator, and if anybody knows me, I love to dance. So a lot of videos you see of me promoting myself, dancing and moving, because that's just a way on how I express myself. Again, everybody, we thank you all for joining us. We thank you all for being the listeners. We thank you all for participating. And again, thank you all for marketing yourself, defining and executing your social media brand. Theta Tau Sigma Fraternity, Theta Tau Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. We thank you all as well for sponsoring this. And everybody, you all have a wonderful and great Wednesday evening. All right. Thank you all again. All right.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Brother Powell. All right. You muted.
I'm ending the stream right now, so it's over. I wanted you all to hang out for just a second because I wanted to just send you greetings and thanks from the brothers of Theta Tau Sigma. You all did a fantastic job. We are going to post, repost, share this in every way possible. I'm going to send you all your own personal copy of the video so you can cut it up, do what you want to do, repost it, share it however you want to share it, because you got your, everybody has their own personal copy as a result of this recording. And anything you want, anything we can do to help you out in your business. I am the Bigger and Better Business Director of the chapter. It is my job to help promote others in business around the DMV area, specifically Northern Virginia. But I don't care where you are, because you know you're helping us out, so we're gonna help you out no matter what that is. Your insurance business, your personal branding stuff, you know, whatever you want to do, you know, look me up, stay in touch. You guys are all connected with me now on I guess the phone and all that kind of stuff, so you can text me. And I'm a business coach. I know thousands of people in the area. I know anybody and everybody you might need for anything you want in your business. So if that's what you need some people with to help you with accounting, marketing, and finance, whatever you need. I've been doing this now for about 25 years, and that literally was the most impressive branding and social media presentation I've ever seen. Now, you guys didn't mention my favorite, which is LinkedIn, but that's on me. You know, heck, you're rolling with what the kids roll with. I understand. The professionals roll with LinkedIn. But you know, the youth, you want to catch them, you're gonna have to do TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of instant gratification stuff. They like to do that kind of stuff. I know I'm the old dog in the room, because I remember when I was in 6th grade, we didn't even have cell phones.
Did you have a pager though?
No, bro. 6th grade? Come on now.
Brother Powell, I don't know how old you are. You can only be a year or two older than me.
How old that?
Just because you got a little gray don't mean nothing, man.
I turned 58 yesterday.
Oh man, happy
So
belated, man.
Happy birthday.
I'm old.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
old.
man.
You're not old, you just mature for your age, man. There's own ways of saying that. Because you're saying you old, you're gonna act and you feel old. And I don't think you act and you
No.
don't feel old. So you're not old.
I do feel I feel 80.
Don't say it. Don't claim it.
You know what? You got
I
it,
need
man.
I need to get with some of you physical trainers so I can maybe I can grab 5 or 10 years back to my life. We'll figure it out somehow, some way. Anyway, guys, I really thank you. Really, this was really impressive, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a following by sharing this. The video is less than an hour long, and so it can be. Wait a minute. Did I
Brother
end
Powell,
this?
you
I
still
did.
alive?